Hello everybody, it's Joe here and herzlich willkommen in Berlin. We're in a wood, aren't we? Yeah, we are in the Tiergarten. We thought we'd start it off in the Tiergarten mainly because we couldn't really find anywhere else to do it. We started filming in front of the Egyptian embassy and got told off. You go away! Ugh. So yeah, and then there was a bit of wasteland and then we ended up here in the Tiergarten. So we thought this is nice, surrounded by trees. So yeah, here we are. We're in Berlin. It's April the 11th. Back home at the minute, it's thunderstorms, it's completely miserable. And here I am in a t-shirt and some tracky bottoms just in Berlin. Not a cloud in the sky. I mean, you can't see because there's trees. But there you go. Trees. Lovely. But yeah, we're in Berlin. We came here with the intention of going to see a concert, but we've got a couple of other days available. So we thought, do you know what? Everyone on my channel likes transport. Berlin is brilliant for transport and I love it in Berlin. So why don't we do a bit of filming? So yeah, over this video, we're going to be having a little look at some of the transport in Berlin and one of the reasons, well, many of the reasons why you have to come here. It's the best city on earth and I love it. Take a look. So behind me we've got one of the brand new eBusco buses. It's an electric bus obviously, eBusco. They didn't have these last time when we came to Berlin. We came at Christmas. Maybe they did have them and they weren't fully playing out yet, but that's the next thing on the 300. We were hoping for a bendy. So I think we're going to go upstairs, do a bit of tram spotting and see what turns up after this. So after a little bit of waiting, 5276, our Citaro Bendy pulls in to take us through to Alexanderplatz on the route 300. I do sort of feel like we've done this before. You remember? So leaving Warschauer Straße on the route 300, it turns out it's actually pretty good. Everything's fairly lifelike in OMSI. There is a link in the description if you want to go download this route. But yeah, it's a pretty nice little drive. On the right hand side you've got the East Side Mall. You can just see that. That's that white thing there. Yeah, okay, it's not 100% realistic, but for a game, it's not half bad. We come round to the left hand side and then head down towards the East Side Gallery, which is, if you have watched the other Berlin videos that I've done on OMSI, the bus simulator, there's a lot of artwork. It's a preserved section of the Berlin Wall. You can just see that up ahead. Plenty of artwork to be seen, and you might even see my favourite one en route.
side gallery.
Turns out that OMSI is pretty realistic. You'll see the black Mercedes that's just pulled out in front of us. It actually happened the same with the black Tiguan. And you know what? That wasn't set up either. I actually only noticed that when I was coming to do the voiceover. So making our way down now towards Ostbahnhof, you can see you've still got the Berlin Wall on the left. You can actually walk down onto the river front there. It's quite nice. Oh, not paying attention as usual. I tell you, it's just like the bus simulator. As it turns out, the Mercedes isn't the only driver that's not paying attention. Notice anything odd going on the left-hand side?
Platz. Bitte halten Sie sich während der Fahrt fest. Hold on tight during the ride.
So you might have heard from the announcement there, it was quite quiet. Ostbahnhof is the next station. Now that translates into English as East Station, which when Berlin was a divided city with the East and West, this was the biggest station in the East. Obviously Ostkreuz quite big as well, and so was Alexanderplatz. Now it's not so good in OMSI. There's a few too many trees, it's a bit luscious, and it's not grey enough. If when it goes back to the comparison there, you'll see it's a lot more grey. Look at that, it's a lot more grey and bleak, isn't it? I think it's all the grey buildings as well that doesn't help. We're going to turn left now, up the ridiculously steep ramp in OMSI. You'll see it's not quite as steep in real life. It'll go with an hell of a bang in the simulator. Yeah, not the best, is it? But yeah, one of the first stations I actually came to in Germany, so it does hold a soft spot in my heart.
So we're here at Berlin Ostbahnhof, which is one of the major stations that there are on the Route 300. There's a Route 300 just going behind me there. Lovely. Oh, we've missed it then. And I think, oh no, that's a 240, it's fine. I was going to say we were aiming to catch one going back the other way and thought we were just going to miss it, but no, it's a 240, so we're all fine. But yeah, this is one of the major stations. Berlin Ostbahnhof, this is where we stayed when I first came to Berlin with one of my late friends. That hotel is just down there. You'll be able to see that in a minute if Simon cuts a picture of it in. I wasn't meaning turn, you could edit a photo. Never mind. But yeah, this is personally my favourite railway station, I think. It's a little bit run down. You go inside, it's a little bit, you know, it's not as grand as Hauptbahnhof, but it's still my favourite one. It just has a little place here, you know what I mean?
So, leaving Ostbahnhof now, we continue down here. We're going to swing a left at the bottom towards that hotel I was on about earlier. As you'll see, once again, the ramp, it really is quite... Whoa, look at that. Your bus chassis would be snapped in half, wouldn't it? Yeah, and the same again. Yeah, it's not the best in the simulator. Again, all the greenery on the left isn't there in real life. I mean, it's still fairly green. There's quite a bit of grassland between. But as you can see, it's just not quite as big. Now, obviously, you've got the new buses as well there. The e-Busco on the left. The 12-metre things. I don't know if they've got any bendies on order. But yeah, they're all new. There's so many of them around there. It used to be diesel Citaros when I started going. Citaro Mark 1s, can you believe it? So that, yeah, the bus situation in Berlin really has changed. You can actually see our glorious Citaro C2 Bendy in the reflection in the hotel. Doesn't it look smart? You know what? I never used to care for these too much, but they really do suit Berlin. It's a shame, they'll probably all be gone soon. They'll have replaced them all with electric buses. The stuff doesn't seem to stick around long here. And yes, so now that we've turned left, you see another e-Busco. But that lovely peach hotel that was pictured, they've painted it white. I know. It used to be an ibis. I mean, look, there you go, it's peach. But yeah, it used to be an ibis. I don't know if it's reopening as an ibis, but yeah. I don't like change. So we're now heading towards Alexanderplatz. You can see the tower in front of you, just about to go over the main railway, the main east-west railway. That also has the S-Bahn as well as the regional trains on it. And you can actually see on the left, just below the blind, the BVG offices. That's the main office for BVG, as far as I'm aware. That's what I was told anyway. And even then, that's replicated in OMSI. It doesn't have the BVG logo, as you can see. They probably get told off for using that. But yeah, really, really grand, impressive building, isn't it? All the BVG know-how is happening in there. I'd love to go and have a look round. It's probably really boring, to be honest with you. And in true Joe fashion, I think I'm in the wrong lane here. Yeah, just ignore the, me just mowing down those cones. Yeah, when I was trying to drive it with no sort of directional markers on, because obviously there wasn't directional markers floating above our heads in real life. So I was trying to keep it as realistic as possible. And yeah, as always, messed it up. So we're arriving into Alexanderplatz now. You can see the shop Saturn on the right. It's an electronics shop. Yeah, when I go in there, I'm in heaven. It sells everything you could possibly need that plugs in at the wall, and that's battery powered as well. Turning left, because obviously Alexanderplatz is pedestrianised. You can just see the trams in the U-Bahn station there. We skirt round the edge, and this is where we're going to get off the Route 300. Oh no, you're alright, thanks love, we've got a day ticket. Berlin's also really, really good if you're a tram enthusiast. It's got two types of trams, the Bombardier Flexity, as we've just seen. I mean, that's not a tram, that's a church, but it's fairly important because it was completely flattened during the war, and they rebuilt it. And that is, back to trams, that is your Duowag, I think it's a GT6N, which if you're familiar with the trams in Munich videos I've done, you will recognise that it's the same type of tram. There are also some new trams on order. I think they're also going to be Bombardier Flexities, but as of April 2024, we've yet to see any of those yet. So we're going to board the 100 now through to Zoologischer Garten and see how we get on. This is the main tourist line. It takes you to more or less all your tourist destinations in Berlin. There's quite a few you can't get to on it, but yeah, it does have a habit of getting very busy. So we're now on the Route 100. Now the Route 100 we have on the bus. I think we've also got it on OMSI though. I don't know if I've got it on my computer. I might have to check that out. We've got a Mercedes-Benz Citaro for this trip. Brilliant bus. It's either that or a Solaris Urbino 18, usually one of the electric ones. Used to be the Manline City double-deckers, but yeah, they're not here anymore. So the Route 100 is the main tourist line here in Berlin. It runs from Alexanderplatz, where we've got on, and it runs all the way through to Zoologische Garten. It's not the longest route, but it goes through all the tourist attractions and the Tiergarten as well. So we're making our way down now past Museum Insel to the Brandenburg Gate, towards there, and then after that is the Tiergarten, which has got the large monument, the picture column in it.
So we're here now just outside the Reichstag, which is this massive building that you can see behind me. It's the German Parliament building. Absolutely stunning. We got off the Route 100 at Brandenburger Tor, because the Brandenburg Gate is just to the right here behind the trees. We've then got the U5, which is the newest U-Bahn line, the extension from Brandenburger Tor to Bundestag, where we are now, and then through to Hauptbahnhof, which is on my right, your left. And now we're just walking back across to Brandenburger Tor to join the 100 again, to get that back through to where are we going now? Remind me? Zoologische Garten. We've done that much today. We've been on and off buses. I forget.
Well, we waited for a Citaro and now we can't get rid of the flaming things. Another Citaro on the 100 to take us to Zoologische Garten, where we got off at Herzele, another place, if you're familiar with OMSI and the bus simulators. Lots of buses to be seen here, and a Twingo parked in the middle of the road. Yeah, there's loads of stuff happening here, including rather annoying grilling. And I tell you, if I was the owner of that blue Audi, I wouldn't be best pleased when I came back to it. It was full of dust and powder and bits of plaster on the roof. Not good, not good.
So no trip to Berlin would be complete, in my opinion, without a trip down to Potsdam. And we timed it a bit badly there. We were going to get a tram coming through as I was talking, which it sort of did. But yeah, we're stood here in front of the Nauener Tor, which is like the Brandenburg Gate is to Berlin. It's sort of down here in Potsdam. It's one of 3 gates still in operation, but this is my personal favourite because it's got trams running through it. Coolest of them all, right? Here we've got one of the Siemens Combino trams. You can see this example has actually got 2 higher sections in the middle of the tram, just here. They were actually lengthened. I mean, that drives me absolutely crackers, the fact that they're not all the same height. So we're heading back now to Potsdam Hauptbahnhof. We're going to go back into Berlin, but not before we've done a little bit of spotting around the Hauptbahnhof interchange. You can see we've got one of the Combino trams along with Solaris Urbino 15. Don't they look absolutely fantastic? I mean, this is proper OMSI stuff here, isn't it? It's full of Solaris Urbinos, Citaros, MAN line cities, and they're just everywhere. And now that I've said that, there's nothing there at all. But usually there are lots of things, and it's all happening here. It's very sort of transport fever-esque, with just things coming and going. I mean, you can see over there, you've got, obviously that's one of the main roads. This is all just, I mean, you can probably see down in the distance, maybe you can, maybe you can't, but that's your main bus interchange further away. You've got the trams closer here, and this is where it's all happening. Problem is, it's not that great for photos. There's a lot of railings, a lot of street furniture going on, which does make it quite difficult for photos, given this is the main spot. But you tend to have to walk further into Potsdam to get better photos. But if you're just here to spot and count numbers and things, this is where it's all happening. Certainly, if you're in Berlin, worth a trip down here, because the variety is just awesome. The problem that you've got is that the routes in Potsdam are actually quite short, so you do often end up seeing the same one again and again and again. I prefer that one though, because it hasn't got the high sections in. That's still only a 5 section rather than a 7. Oh look, another. Yeah, I think we've seen 430 about 8 times so far today. Take a look at the platform numbers down there. I mean, that's my ideal station. It starts off at platform 4, then platform 2, platform 1, 3, 6 and 7. What a logical order.
I really do like Potsdam Hauptbahnhof, purely for the fact the platforms are in a completely balmy order. Yeah, back to Berlin now to film the first section of this video, because we filmed them back to front. I really hope you enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed making it. Next time we'll even take the microphones, so when I'm talking you'll actually be able to hear what I'm saying. If you've enjoyed the video, click the like button. If you want to see more of this, let me know in the comments section and we'll do more when we go to these places. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss out on any transport related game or real life gossip. And yeah, apart from that, thanks so much for watching everybody. Cheerio. Goodbye for now.